Hi, everybody.
Hello. We have the nice opportunity to work in the same school, so we're able to make our recording together. Now, the only negative or different thing about that is that instead of discussing it, we have previously discussed it because we see each other in the hallways all the time. So we've been able to go through Dojo together and talk about it. Now, when we started, I'll go ahead and start this off as a con. It was not very easy to understand the setup process. If you've never worked with it before, it takes YouTube videos and discussions. So what I did was I utilized the resource of our school, and I found a teacher who has been working on, she's been working with this for a very long time. So she swears by it, and she uses Dojo in her classroom. The only downside to this is because she's used it so long and she loves it, there are not very many cons to this website. But we're going to go over a few of her pros that we thought were extremely important in this interview. Okay?
So when we started with Ms. Roa, she showed us her account and her classes, and she showed us how the students are classified by behaviors. For example, if the student has his name, and when you click on it, you will have behaviors that he is having, which is good or we need to work on it. And this behavior chart is actually adjustable for the teacher to work on. Also, the parents can be notified on their phones daily about their child behavior. That was one of the things that was so cool. Also, in this website, there is the portfolios that the teacher can use. You can post a lot of videos, pictures individually for each student, and the parent has the access to his profile. Or you can do it for a whole class, that you can record videos or or take pictures and just post it so all the parents can see it.
Yeah, so basically you have that option. You can either do individual kids,
yes,
or class, or both.
Exactly.
You can have lots of different pages, which is really, really cool. Yeah. The main setup is very lower elementary friendly, which works for us because we work with much younger students. Yes. Because each kid gets like a little monster as their portfolio person. So that's like their identifier in the classroom, and it's adorable.
Also, we can group the kids.
Yeah.
Like if they're working on a group project, we can group them to a group 4, group 3, that they can work together in this group, share ideas, share everything in this group, which is amazing.
And it can go onto the Dojo. Like all the information they get can go into their specific group on the Dojo. So that keeps people in contact and communicating. For communication, Roa said that one of the things that she absolutely loved, there were a couple things, when she communicated things to parents, like if they had a field trip, or if it was a casual day, or if she had really important information on testing, or kids needed enough sleep before a test night, she can post that on there, and not only does it post, but it shows what parents have seen it. So I know a lot of teachers have those parents that are like, oh, I didn't get it, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, this actually has that little bit that shows you what parents have seen it. So you can go back and you can say, it says right here that you saw your kid needed to go to bed early, and so that's up to you, and it's on you because I know that I communicated it clearly. So that is definitely a useful tool for teachers.
Which is amazing, because some parents, they just say that I didn't see your notification, I didn't get your note, and my kid is not going to go to the trip because of you. So it's very good that you can see who saw it, and also it records the timing that this parent saw the notification,
yeah.
Which is amazing for you, as no, you saw it at this timing and I was notified with that.
And that helps you with your supervisors too. If a parent keeps complaining about you and your lack of communication, you have records, or you have receipts,
yeah,
on when these parents looked at stuff and when they saw things that you put up. So that's amazing. My absolute favorite thing we found out towards the end is that, especially in our school, it's an international school, the kids come from 50 different nationalities, yeah. Tons of different languages, is you can translate the page to whatever language you need. So if the parents are Korean, they can click on the page and they can translate the whole page into Korean, and they can get that same information even if they're not native English speakers, which is incredible, and it is a really useful tool for us here. So now we'll look at a couple of the cons. I'll let you start off.
Well, if the teacher is not consistent, the kids forget about their behavior easily. You have to keep on tracking their behavior and update it, because it's just the kids can just forget about it, and they don't check it, and the parents will not check it. They will not be notified. So you have to be consistent.
Like with anything.
Yes, and also for one student stories, there's an option for taking a video for the portfolio that I said it before, and the video is only for 30 seconds. So if you want to record longer videos, you have to do it like small videos all together, which is we didn't like about it.
No, it's a pain. As well as the consistency, because like with anything you start at the beginning of the year, if you're not consistent, the kids definitely forget about it. On that same note, some classes that you have from year to year, they're different. You'll have classes that need that behavior management strategy, and they need it the whole year, and they need that consistency, and they have to have their behavior charted so that the parents can know what's happening. Other classes, it's not necessary. So you can be a diehard fan of this website, but if your class doesn't need it, it might be a tool that it's okay to keep it in the toolbox for a little while. So it's knowing which kids it's necessary for, which ones it's not, and which ones should you spend a lot of time on.
Also, I told Ms. Roa that we have Schoology, and it's kind of similar to Schoology, but it's actually more fun. And it's, as Brittany said, it's lower elementary friendly. The kids will love it. And it's Schoology. When I saw this application, or when I saw this website, I felt like Schoology is so complicated. It's really formal to this one. So it's really good to use this website.
And branching off that could also technically be a con. As teachers here, we have to put all of our stuff on Schoology.
Yeah.
That's how we inform the teachers. So we have to decide if we want to communicate through both portals, or just to use one. When it's required that we use Schoology, it would be hard to use Dojo. Going along with that, like I said, the parents who say they don't see things, there are also the parents who never sign on to the account.
Yeah.
If they do not accept the account, or they don't sign on or link their child, they'll miss out. They'll miss out on the kids' behavior things, so they'll go into conferences not knowing what the teacher is talking about. They'll miss out on those notifications for field trips or whatever.
Never open newsletters.
Yeah, they won't open the things that keep them in the loop as a parent in the school, and that's what we want, is to keep those parents in the loop. So that's a huge issue that we could have, but we don't know. We haven't figured out how we might face those issues yet. So overall, it's amazing.
Yeah.
In theory and application, it's really, really good. The hardest part would just be figuring out that balance of communication. Should it be all of your communication? Should it be half? Should it just be for behavior? That's the kind of thing. So what we're going to talk about now is the apps that we looked at. I looked at one, and Samaa looked at one. I'll start because mine's really short. It's a super simple app. There's not a whole lot to it. I looked at the best sand timer. I liked the sound of this one because if any of you have ever been near a child under the age of 5 for longer than 30 minutes, you'll know if you don't give them a set time to do something, they will take half an hour. If you have them have snack, they'll eat their Cheerios one at a time. They'll take their sweet time, and you're going to be there for the rest of the day. What I liked about this sand timer, sorry.
That's actually happening every day.
What I liked about the sand timer is the younger the kids, like especially with like Samaa's kids, they're like 2 years old, they might not have a full concept of numbers. So if they're watching a countdown, that doesn't mean anything to them. They're just watching it, and they're like, okay, those are I guess numbers. I don't know what's happening. Whereas that sand dial is that visual. You can see the sand going down and filling up the bottom, and you know that when the sand finishes, time is up. My con for this one is if you have like a long amount of time, like with pre-K4, I would do a reading time. And so say that reading time hypothetically was like 20 minutes. You put a sand timer up for 20 minutes, it's not even going to look like the sand is leaving. It's going to go so slow, the kids are going to forget to look at it. So sand timer is definitely for like quick things, like 5 minutes, maybe 6 or 7 minutes or less.
It can be on the TV or something that all the kids can see together, not individually or not under iPads or whatever. It should be there that they can see that, oh, we have to clean up, so the sand is it's going down, we have to clean up. So as for me, I use counting in classroom as well.
10,
like
9.
Yes, exactly. Counting down all day long, but it works. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they ignore me. They're 2 years old, so it's okay. But I use it in classroom, so I would definitely use this application with the older ones, not my kids.
Yeah.
So for the application that I looked up was Too Noisy Pro. This application, we use it in classroom to control the noise. The dial can it's actually a picture of a dial going up and down.
Like one of those gas,
yeah.
like a gas, like how fast you're going, or, yeah, like a speedometer. That's what it is. That's what we've been trying to think of. It's called a speedometer.
Whatever. Yes, this thing. It goes up when it's too noisy and it goes down according to the teacher's adjustment. So, for example, if we are working in groups, you can put it on the table. If the table is too noisy, it goes up and it actually gives them an alarm that they are too noisy.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about this application, that it has a reward system. You can put a timing to every star. So this application can give this group a star if they are not noisy for like 2 minutes. And it's adjustable as well. You can just adjust the timing, and whether they are going to get the star or they are too noisy, they're going to remove the star that they took. So
it's a good training
yeah,
tool. It's a training
exactly.
tool for young children,
Right.
or even like it would work. Honestly, I think this would work all the way up into high school, because noise is a level that sometimes kids who are talking don't realize how loud they're being.
Yeah.
So it's good for training, like 2 minute star, 2 minute star.
It's not good for pre-K2 and pre-K3 because if you're going to use that, they're just going to gaze at it. If it's on the TV or something, they're just going to and try to start so it goes, they were trying to try whether it's going to go to the right and to the left, so they will actually play with it.
Yeah.
Even if we introduce the concept, it's not going to work the way we want it to work. So we can start working with it from pre-K4 till up.
Yeah, pre-K4 is a good place to start. What else did I like about this one? My mind just went blank.
That's it. Well, that's it, guys.
That's it. That's all we have.
Well, see you.
Bye.